Hello and welcome back to the Battle Room. My name is Colin, and today I'm joined once again by Raghav. I know it's been a while. We're back. We're doing something a little different for this video, though. So recently we had the GC, and obviously we both participated. I believe we both got top 128, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't
Yeah,
do.
I didn't do any better.
We did pretty good. I mean, all things considered, we got a couple points. But yeah, I didn't think it was worth like showing all my games or talking about everything that happened in the GC. So I thought I would highlight a couple of my my more fun games or the games against really good players because I did play some big names in this one. But I also figured I got to show you the team and what I was cooking. So this team was actually the second on ladder Japanese team. It was a pretty good team. I basically picked it 2 weeks before the GC, and I only practiced with this team just to try to be as comfortable as possible. It's really cringe. It really relies on hitting your sleep powders, and yeah, I mean there were some fun tricks. I think specifically with the Armarouge and the Ursaluna being Armarouge isn't max speed, but he's pretty fast, and Ursaluna is max speed. So it was to really abuse Tailwind. This team got second on the ladder, so like I stole it from a Japanese player. I'll link their Twitter down below. But I didn't change anything except for, I believe I ran Weather Ball instead of Overheat. That was the only single change I made. But yeah, this team's really fun. I'd recommend it. It's really good for climbing the ladder. If you guys want to use it, go ahead. It's not even mine, so knock yourself out.
Was it number one on the Showdown ladder or the Battle Stadium ladder?
It was the Battle Stadium ladder. It got second, so it did pretty well. And I believe they finished like top 5 or something. I don't remember what it was at the end of the season with a slightly modified version of their team. So they had Rillaboom and Mimikyu over Armarouge and Indeedee. So they're still working.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they said fuck size spam. We're throwing on not even grass spam. We're just throwing on fucking Rillaboom and Mimi.
This is just a completely different team, but it does look like the gist is setting up that tailwind and surprising them with your slow-mons.
I think so.
I would hate fighting against this for sure.
Yeah, it's like really frustrating to play against because you do have to account for sun, you gotta account for size spam. It literally is just a 2-2-2 team, and yeah, I don't need to explain why 2-2-2 is like cancer and horrible to play against. But yeah, let's show these games. So the first battle I have here for you is a game against the one and only Joe UX9. Joe came in with some sauce here with obviously his signature Typhlosion. He loves that guy.
And Garchomp now.
And Garchomp and a little Murkrow. So like it was kind of, I guess, not the same thing, but it had some similar pieces.
Did he have Murkrow?
No, he had a Jumpluff. He had Jumpluff Torkoal, but now he has Sunny Day and Tailwind all in one Pokemon.
So what are you thinking you can do to beat this? It's just one of the best players of all time using your least favorite Pokemon, Typhlosion.
I actually think Typhlosion is like, specifically with Tailwind, is like kind of annoying if it is Scarfed. And I feel like Joe's low-key could be Scarfed. So, like, I wanted to just lead the Armarouge and DD, but I had no intention of pressing Trick Room. I just wanted to, like, play it's been a little bit, but I'm pretty sure I just wanted to, like, deal damage with them. Because I found that with this team, setting up Trick Room is for chumps. It's all about just dealing damage with the Armarouge and then bringing in, like, the Tailwind or the Sun mode and just sweeping. So, yeah, I think that was my main thought process here. And also, like, none of my Pokemon want to take an eruption really, except for D-Knight and Armarouge, so I did have to account for
So
that.
you're freaking out, clearly, it seems, in team preview. You're like, fuck, oh, fuck. So you switched completely.
So I just gave that whole elaborate breakdown of how to use Armarouge and DD, and I didn't bring them at all. So it's kind of like we're both watching the set for the first time.
So you just completely freaked out, and those are the only 2 months you didn't bring.
Yeah.
Maybe perhaps trying to make the video more entertaining.
I did. And then it was also, I guess, like, I think I just went with the Sun mode because I was maybe calling him, like, a lot of the times I like to lead the Sun mode because it's decent if they do call it, but if they don't call it, it just, like, destroys them. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's a good lead for the Sun lead. I'm not gonna lie. As long as you hit some sleep powders. That's the other thing. This team is about hitting sleep powders. When I was practicing on Showdown, my win rate was literally 75%. Because I was doing well, but also because of sleep powder.
So we're about to find out whether or not you win this game. Turn 1 if the sleep powder connects.
It's one of those things that, like, against Pavilion 2, there's not much else you can do because, like, you want to sleep powder it. You don't want to rely on Dragonite because he's too slow. You don't want to rely on Armarouge because you have to Terra. So Lilligant really is the best answer sometimes to Pavilion.
So that's probably what Joe was going for. Even, like, it's not like he has Rillaboom or anything. It was to counter Psy Spam. But yeah, this is just such an effective counter because you just get to put everything to sleep.
And then now you also do threaten KOs onto Primarina with Leaf Blade. You can threaten to put it to sleep. Yeah, I mean it is pretty lit like on turn 2 here. Like I mean my
I
Sash.
mean, he's likely gonna protect, but you can kind of just risk the sleep turns.
See the thing is though, is that it's Joe. And you know he's not gonna protect because he just would rather play like a psychopath. I swear to God, he never protects.
That's so rude.
No, dude, like legitimately, I've played him in tournament like I think 3 or 4 times now, and every time he's like, "I'm gonna get you. You're gonna call it." I mean, now he's gonna watch this video and he's gonna totally fuck me next time we play. But
now you know that too, so you're kind of in his head.
I'm in his head. He's thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. It's gonna be lit.
I'm gonna text him as soon as this video comes out to watch it.
Hey Joe, I think you should watch game 1. But I hit Sleep
Just
Powder.
game 1.
I hit Sleep Powder on Prim. Obviously, easy money. I wouldn't be showing you this video if I did miss that Sleep Powder, but okay, brings an Arcaludon. Yeah. And then obviously
it seems like it might be Sleep Powder time again.
It could be, but also like I remember this game specifically because I was afraid of this Arcaludon being Terra Grass for no real reason because I don't think it should be Terra Grass, but then it hit me with the Terra Grass, right? Like I remember being specific.
That's incredible.
Because I thought, hey, it's 30, it's Power Herb. Usually they're like Stellar or some damaging Terra, but he hit me with the Terra Grass there. I didn't want to risk it. I wanted to kill Prim, and also like killing Prim is really good for my back guys too. That's another reason.
And it's pretty good damage regardless, like the Weather Ball, if you get it off. Oh, so yeah. You do just get more value out of this turn rather than risking a Sleep Powder. Dude, maybe he's like the double Weather Murkrow. Maybe that's why he's like...
He totally could be. His Power Herb though, but...
Yeah, still, it's nice to just click Electroshot again, right?
Yeah, it's true, it's true. And also then they don't expect you to hit you with the second Electroshot because they don't have a Pelipper.
Exactly. You see what I'm getting at, dude?
I see what you're getting at. Now, obviously, I still have Terra, and I also have full HP Dragonite and Nurse Luna. So at this point in the game, all I have to do is try to get up this Tailwind. I believe I go for an after you Tailwind. Like, I really... Or maybe I go for Scale Shot. I think I go for Scale Shot, yeah, I do. And as long as I Terra...
I think I like Tailwind kind of better.
I think I remember debating it, too, in my head. I was like, dude, I don't want to lose this, but I don't want to risk it. And again, it's Joe, so he's not going to protect, you know?
That's so true. I think my biggest fear that turn was like, you know, a Protect on Chomp and killing the Lilligant, but I think for the reasons you said, you kind of just like soul read and knew what was gonna happen.
I think Tailwind was good. It was really kind of coin flippy though. And obviously I just Terra Steel so I don't die to the
Draco.
Because I do want to just set up Tailwind for my bear and then I just win. And so I hit him. I hit my moves. This literally, I remember thinking this set, like, after I played Joe, I was like, dude, if I missed Sleep Powder, if I missed Scale Shot, I would have lost. If I missed any of my moves, I would have probably lost the game.
But why would you ever miss them? You want to win, don't you?
Exactly. And so I hit my moves. Honestly, this team has a lot of accurate moves, too. It is specifically these two fuckers right here who don't have the accurate moves. And they feel
It's crazy how D-Knight's so accurate despite having an axe in the middle of his head.
Did I go for CC? Oh, I guess. Oh, at this point, I am allowed to CC because I can just after
it's also
you.
sturdy, right? Like.
Yeah, I can just also after you my Blood Moon. So at this point, it doesn't matter because he can't. I either get Tailwind or I have after you. So no matter how I play this, I was chilling.
Yeah, at this point, the Blood Moon and with speed control is just too much. Break the sturdy, easy mun, game over.
Yep, and then Blood Moon has to come in and then it finishes. But yeah, that was my.
You can also haze away.
It's true, I can. The Dragonite was cool. I actually did like this Dragonite set, specifically in this GC. I liked my team for the most part. I think I just needed to play a little better. I also don't really want to play this shit again. I'm not meant to play this.
I think it's difficult on the mind. It's like, sure, it's free to play Pokemon in the GC, but you do have to get therapy when you use Side Spam.
So next up, I've got a game against the one and only Madimu. Now, obviously, Joe UX9, I was like, 100% sure. I guess technically there could be someone else named Maddie using Madimu's team. Like his team is pretty popular, but I'm like 99% sure this is him.
We can actually confirm it's him because if you see the icon next to his Pokemon, there is the Irish flag, and yeah, this is his team that he's kind of created, and I think Andrew Zhang won a regional with it.
Yeah, it's
So
done well.
surely you had a plan for this, one of the most popular teams in the format. But you are taking a long time. So what's up, idiot?
So for this game, I actually realized that in all my practice, I had never played against these 6 Pokemon. Like, I remember specifically thinking that. I know you. It seems like you're setting me up, but I genuinely totally was like, holy fuck. I mean, like, I don't really know what to do, but if there's a thing I'm gonna do, it's gonna be Logan Torkoal. This is kind of
It's
my
gonna be the
default.
exact same thing as versus Joe. It's kind of your like good player matchup.
No, this is my default mode of this team. I do not really love the Armarouge DD. I bring them a decent amount, but like if I'm like, man, I don't know what to do, or like if I feel like I'm just gonna play better, I just lock in those 4. Like we'll get in Torkoal, chip them, and then bring in the Tailwind in the end game. It just always works
You
out.
should consider maybe like Rillaboom Mimikyu if you don't bring in DD Armarouge very much.
I think I would like the Mimikyu Rillaboom team. I low key think
All right,
I would
next
like
GC
it.
team. Scrap the video.
No, they can know. They can know, and I'll still win the GC with that team.
So true. So we see Instant Goldie, which is kind of like a standard plan you see in the size spam. Like we saw Andrew Zhang do that too, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it's just good, especially if you have a defensive Terra. And I was a little bit afraid this game. He was Terra Steel at the regional, but I was like, nah, I don't really know. He could be defensive. I really don't know what he's cooking.
Yeah, Terra Water and Dragon just seem a lot more popular at the moment on the setup variants. So let's see what he goes for here. It is Terra Water. And I'm getting in my commentary bag here.
Yeah, it was not fun that it was Terra Water. It did actually set me back. That's why I did go for CC. I was just like, fuck it. I'm going to deal as much damage as possible this turn and just try to win from there.
Yeah. Because at this point, the Lilligant is just kind of useless with Sleep Powder, so you might as well fish for damage. I noticed I think you went for Eruption, which is kind of risky, but it does, like, mean that they can't KO both your Pokemon without taking, like, some damage on theirs.
It's true, and also, like, Eruption is, like, if they do double Torkoal, that means, like, Lilligant has its Sash, so I don't mind Erupting there. It just feels fine.
Yeah.
See,
yeah, you do end up getting the kill, too. That's actually super clutch, yeah.
It worked out. It worked out. Honestly, I think I would run Heat Wave maybe if I would use this team again. I think I was afraid of Wide Guard, and I was thinking about Wide Guard, and that's why, like, they ran Overheat, and then I ran Weather Ball. But I think Heat Wave might have been the sauce. Because I didn't play much, like, Wide Guard or Pelipper.
I do think with Torkoal, you kind of just want to get, like, the spread damage.
Yeah.
Especially since you're so, like, willing to not set up Trick Room, you just kind of play.
That's true, yeah.
You're in a pretty decent spot here. I feel like with multi-scale up, they can't kill you. They're really tempted to plot. So how do you punish that?
The thing is I don't actually care about plot. Because at this point, they're in range to just die to, like, Hyper Voice plus Scale Shot or whatever I want to do. So all I have to do, really, is kill the Sneasler and eventually set up Tailwind. So that's why I just straight up go for the Scale Shot Eruption here. I think the worst case would have been a Fake Out onto D-Knight. But again, it's the GC, they're a little bit afraid, and I thought if they did Fake Out, I could easily potentially just Terra Steel next turn, or maybe my Dragonite's faster and I would set up Tailwind that way too, which I ended up being faster than Goldie.
Yeah, I think it's really clutch that you were faster, because otherwise Fake Out plot was scary, but then like you said, they don't know if you're inner focus, they don't really know what your set is. I've also seen Covert Cloak Tailwind D-Knight, which actually is funny as fuck for the GC. But no, this worked out perfectly. You barely take anything, because that dude's at -2 now.
Yup, he's at -2.
And you have Tailwind ready for your Blood Moon to kind of just smack him up.
This is kind of how, like, the team loves to... I mean, like, obviously my first 2 kind of got destroyed, but this is kind of how the team wants to be played. It just wants to set up Tailwind and sweep. They have P2, actually.
And I do remember that, like, after this game, you sent me a really long voice message. I think it was, like, 3 minutes long of you just chanting USA. So this is kind of scary because I guess like P2 could threaten damage, but if you have Terra Normal, it's just like it's dead.
Yeah, this turn, honestly, I remember thinking like the Golden Ghost does negative damage, and all I have to do is remove P2, and as long as I hit Scale Shot, I win. And so that's what I do. Obviously, you just target down the P2 because it can't protect.
Honestly, I might have E-speeded, but I don't know my Blood Moon calcs.
I don't have E-speed.
I think Scale Shot's way safer in terms of like damage calcs.
I don't have E-speed either, so it's my only attacking move.
Oh wait, are you ready to Protect?
I have Haze, Protect, Tailwind.
Oh, I forgot you had Protect.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is your only play then, and if you hit, you win.
Yep. And of course, Dragon Knight comes through. Scale Shot is really, I don't know. I mean, it is good objectively. It's a strong set. But man, running this at a regional would be stressful.
Well, this isn't a regional. I think a lot of things would be different.
I'm not saying this team obviously, but I'm saying specifically the set. Just running Scale Shot because it is so like it does so much damage if it hits.
But it's just a heart attack every time you click it.
It's true, it really is. And it's 90%.
I actually think you needed to Scale Shot, by the way. Like, that E-Speed would have done nothing. But yeah, Oxford Dictionary defines easy money as this exact board position.
Tailwind, Hyper Voice, Daddy Golden Go. That's all you gotta do.
Did you say Daddy Golden Go?
I said Daddy Golden Go. I mean, Daddy Golden Go works too.
Bye-bye, Papa.
He's gone. He's dead. And that was it. I mean, we played a... So I thought this set was pretty good. This match was pretty decent. It was definitely like really showcasing how the team works. And specifically, I feel like Manimu's team really dislikes Blood Moon and Tailwind.
Yeah, this is just a good example of how to beat certain meta teams.
So next up, we've got the one and only world champion, Edu here. Using a pretty, like, I think this is similar to the team that he ran at the most recent regional where he got, like, top 4, was it? Or top 8?
Yeah, so he had a Samurai Hisui and something instead of King Gambit, I believe. Oh, it was Golden Go, maybe?
Oh, it was Golden Go for sure. Yeah, he's the Golden Go god.
So he actually switched the typing, which is really funny here. And yeah, I mean, Edu's just one of the best players ever. I always hate like playing against him. I think he's like one of the best like knob stompers, and I think you'd fit into that category, just like beating people who are worse than you, right? So I think it's a kind of a difficult pull for you, especially I feel like your team doesn't like to see that Ninetales.
I don't think it doesn't love Ninetales, and it actually really doesn't love Magmar. I think Magmar is really frustrating to deal with sometimes. So, yeah.
I mean, he's just fat, right?
Yeah, he just requires either a big like Earth power, like a turn that I'm not spamming Hyper Voice or something. So like I'm not, and if he's Wisping D-Knight or something, it's kind of annoying. The Torkoal Lilligant doesn't do great versus him. You have to kind of rely on the Armourouge and DD, but I opted not to bring it because of the
because you just hate that fucking part of the team. I haven't seen you bring it once.
And also, it felt rough into like King Gambit and Basque Legion, but like low key, looking back on it right now, I probably should have brought them. I really should.
It actually seems pretty good, yeah.
It seems pretty good. I don't know why I necessarily didn't bring them, but let's see if I can prevail here.
You know, sometimes we have brain farts against like really, really good players.
Oh, of course, and especially at this point in the tournament, the first 2 battles I showed you were from the first day, or the first 15 battles, so it really wasn't like, I wasn't too nervous, or like, I wasn't stressing out. But this was in day 3, and I had, I think, 5 or 6 games left, so I really, really wanted to beat this. So I really wanted to beat Edu because he was decently high ranked at the time as well, so I wanted those points.
So he does lead Magmar, like you were talking about being difficult. And I do want to say both your Pokemon are like physically larger than his, so like I would be intimidated if I was in his shoes.
Blood Moon's fucking scary, dude. Like, it is actually a very intimidating Pokemon. It's just standing there.
Especially because you can just kind of set up Tailwind here, and I think that's really annoying. But you might have to commit Terra if you don't want to just lose your guy. So that's where it gets a little tricky.
And I don't know how fast his D-Knight is either. You know, that's the thing.
Don't they have to be max speed, basically? Like Adamant?
I'm max speed Adamant, but who knows if he is, dude. I feel like max speed
Well, then
Adamant...
you don't outspeed Sneasler and shit.
Yeah.
So I just assume they're all max speed Adamant.
Exactly. I do always assume that, yeah.
Yeah, so you do kind of have to Terra if you just want to guarantee that Tailwind setup.
Yeah, and it's also like, he also can threaten the Terra here too, so I don't want to risk the Scale Shot. I believe I actually just Scale Shotted his Magmar because I really wanted to remove it. I kind of felt like my Ursaluna would outspeed his Magmar, because a lot of Magmars, if they don't have any speed investment, Ursaluna will outspeed them. So I was like, you know, maybe...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that like Tailwind might have been a safer move in hindsight, just to get that up for like the next turn.
I really think Tailwind was probably what I needed to press, yeah.
But if he does just Heat Wave, you're kind of in a bad spot. I'm sure you survive. But yeah, this turn's pretty interesting. I'm kind of curious.
But yeah, I did want to KO Magmar here. That's why I was like, you know what? If he doesn't have speed investment, which again, it's kind of weird because I don't think you need it, but at the same time, outspeeding stuff like Rillaboom or Ursaluna is valuable, you know?
Yeah, even a little bit of speed creep is just useful to literally outspeed like max speed Blood Moon.
Exactly.
Timid's
Yeah.
not worth it, but I think Edu was running a bit of a faster Magmar, so that Heat Wave is pretty annoying, honestly.
Yeah, it was big. I think it was big that he ended up getting that. That he was faster, which I probably should have went for Hyper Voice. I think Hyper Voice would have killed it, but I wasn't as confident in my Scale Shot Calyx.
It might have just barely lived, but like I think the real problem there was not clicking Tailwind. And if you were Terra Fairy D-Knight, oof, it would have been curtains, bro.
It really would have been, yeah. And at this point, also, what's kind of annoying is I cannot touch his Dragonite
D-Knight with yours.
mine, yeah.
Oh, because you don't have E-Speed.
I don't have E-Speed, no. I was afraid to fake out this turn. I remembered, I was just like, I'm not risking it. I was so afraid of coaching, though, at the same time. Like, the Sneasler is so nasty. Like, this combo is nasty in the GC, because you have to respect both. And if I double protect here and he just doesn't even have it and just coaches, I'm in a terrible spot, you know? I remember this turn, I was like, man, I really just don't know what he's going to do. And I didn't know if he had E-Speed on D-Knight. I didn't know who he would target, you know? I just didn't know what I was going to do.
I think at the regional he ran E-Speed Haze, and I believe he had Fake Out. I think preparing for Fake Out's probably just your best bet.
I think you
but he
can't
has such
risk
an
it,
advantage.
yeah. So he ends up just protecting.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if he had Fake Out, because I think if he did, he would have had to press it there, right?
You know, I'm not sure. Because you're not threatening too much on his D-Knight.
And he also goes for Scale Shot there onto my D-Knight, which was kind of crazy. Which made me think, like, hey, he definitely doesn't have Tailwind here. And if I get this Hyper Voice off, then I can just Tailwind Eruption. But he did have E-Speed. So he just went for Scale Shot. He honestly, if I would have Tailwinded on that last turn, I could have won. Because it would have been...
just won a speed tie,
yeah, if it was a speed tie, yeah.
That's why I'm not really getting his play on that turn where he protected the Sneasler. Because
I do think he should have just attacked.
Yeah, this exact play that he made is really safe.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you had the defense drop from Scale Shot, so you're just definitely dying to E-Speed every time.
Yep, for sure. The E-Speed play was pretty crazy. But I guess at the same time, he is afraid of Side Spam, right? Like, that is what I could have in the back. So he didn't want to risk
so
it.
true. I kind of forgot about that, and I think seeing that you didn't switch it in was enough for him.
Yeah, he was like, I got him, yeah.
No, that makes a lot of sense now why he protected. It's just that fear of Indeedee switching in.
And then, I think, honestly, in retrospect, maybe I should have played on that fear, like, a little bit. Because I did really need to get a turn ahead. And so it was like, maybe I did need to do that.
Yeah, that's where you need to get into your opponent's head instead of your own.
Exactly, exactly. But at this point, there's not much I really can do, just because, like, I have to sleep powder them. I have to hope that he just, like, protects one of them randomly and makes a mistake. But it's just not gonna happen. It's Edu, right? He's not gonna do that. So I just go for...
He could miss Skill Shot, so I think just sleep powdering the Sneasler, Eruptioning, after Ewing is probably your best bet.
Yep. But maybe,
but
like...
it is looking a little cooked at this point.
I think maybe sleep powdering D9, as long as I don't get Dire Clawed, I do potentially just get to Eruption them again and maybe just win the game from there. So, like, maybe going for sleep powder into D9 was just better.
No, I think it's risky because you really could have gotten the dodge, or because Poison Touch chance is also annoying. Like,
That's
literally
true.
any like.
He also
status.
He did need the 5-hit there, by the way, which was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, obviously, he could just speed the next turn, but...
But still, then I would have had another Eruption turn. So if he doesn't wake up, then I would have been in a decent spot. Potentially, depending on who his last Pokemon was. Like, if it was KG, and on this next turn I did just get to press Sleep Powder Eruption, I would just win the game. If Sneasler doesn't wake up, you know?
That's
so,
actually
like,
pretty true.
So there was chances for me to, clutch this out. Obviously, like, I'm not complaining about the luck here, but if it did go a little bit my way, you know, like, maybe... I forget who the last is.
You played a little better.
I could have definitely played. I think I just need to bring Armor Vision DD.
Yeah, that actually would have maybe saved you, dude.
Yeah, dude. Like, honestly, just let Armor Vision DD and press Trick Room. I actually think I could have just won with Trick Room here. He had Sneasler.
What is he in the back? We'll see right here. Because Torkoal does beat pretty much everything on his team now, other than the Magmar and Basque. And it is King Gambit, yeah. So if he didn't get that 5-hit, you maybe could have won.
I really think I could have, like, because he would have had to, like, E-speed Torkoal, and I could have just sleep powdered. And if he does E-speed Lilligant, then it's just a 1v1 King Gambit versus Torkoal, no Terra. So, I don't remember.
And this ends up for more than enough turns.
Yeah. But then Stomping comes through, and then he hits me.
He could just protect D-Knight and sack the Sneeze there, and then have these two on the field, and you don't have a spread fire move, so you're in a bit of a worse spot.
It's true. It would have been Heat Wave. Heat Wave would have been the clutch move to have.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, Edu did get the better of you.
He did beat me.
Keeping the feudal order in line.
Yep, he is a world champ. I am not, so.
You're top 4.
Top 4. It wasn't good enough, but GG stat, dude. I mean, this is one that you don't feel that bad about losing, obviously. All right, let's do the last game. So this last game was against the one and only Michael Urbesti. Yeah, I mean, this was the second last game in the tournament for me. And if I win this, my points skyrocket because he was at like 1457 or whatever. So, or 1757, sorry, not 14. That would have been terrible.
And this is a nightmare pull. Like, this is maybe the strongest player in the world right now. The person who practices the most, the person who's like polished the most. So you really need to like lock the fuck in. Right
also, to be honest, I think like obviously in tournament, I don't want to play against Michael Urbesti, but I think he might even be fucking scarier online and in the comfort of his home, ready to play Pokemon. You know, like I genuinely.
This is where he's been practicing. This
exactly.
is like.
He's a ladder hero, dude. He's a ladder monster.
He's probably got like 4 beers in his hand, doing some German shit.
Probably doing his
ready
homework.
To kick your ass.
Just ready to go. He's probably playing 3 different Rambats from 3 different generations. He's ready to go, and he's using his fucking signature team too.
His brain is growing in size with every Rambats win too, so he's just getting stronger.
He really.
Oh, dude, that picture is sick too. He's got the Pult in the back.
Dude, he got second at Worlds with that guy, dude.
Dude, you're just getting out-aured, like.
So he leads off with the Magmar Dragapult lead into my one of my favorite leads, Dragonite Ursaluna.
Yeah, we saw you do this against Edu. I think here, again, if you just maybe Tailwind or Scale Shot might be enough. Because the damage trades start going in your favor. I think Blood Moon's really scary into his kind of teams. So if you can just position it even a little bit to just kind of chunk his team, you might be in a good enough situation for this.
Exactly.
And I think you put Side Spam finally.
I did finally bring Side Spam for the final game.
Yeah, you just wanted to fuck up his, his Rilla synergy. So he switches out his Dragapult, which is really bad because he didn't know you had Tailwind.
He definitely
And right
did
now
not
you're just
know.
getting 3 damage.
He did not know I had Tailwind. This is like the perfect situation for me because I get to deal so much damage to Primarina. And because I brought Side Spam, killing Primarina is the like #1 thing I need to do right now.
Yeah, it's also awesome that you didn't Terra your Blood Moon, so the Primarina didn't eat its citrus, and now it's in range to die.
It's true. Now I am able to just Terra. It all worked out perfectly. This lead is just so good into Dragapult because like with multiscale, like Dragapult does nothing to you even if you don't Terra, you know? I mean, he does decent damage, but...
I mean, the point is that you're able to get your Tailwind off.
Exactly, or your Scale Shot. But I got the Tailwind up, that's all I needed. And at this point now, like you said, he's in perfect range to just get smacked around by Hyper Voice.
And the Magmar is going to barely live, but Scale Shot should pick it up. And basically, if either of these Pokemon attack, they're dead. And if they don't, it means you get free double next turn, right?
Yep.
So I think he's just going to stall Tailwind here.
And also what is really lit, too, is that, like, yeah, he just didn't know about the Tailwind. Like, he just definitely did not see that one coming, you know?
Yeah, and that's the cool part in these best-of-1 closed sheet tours is that you can lead strong Mons but run slightly different sets, and it just ruins their game plans.
Really
and you know exactly what he has, basically.
Exactly, yeah. He's played. This is like, I think this will be. He just ran it at the regional this weekend too, again. Which was crazy.
He switched to Terra Ghost Blast U-turn Dragapult at the previous regional, so that's like his newer version. But he's been running these same 6 since the beginning of the format.
Yeah, he's just different, dude. He's just built different like that.
I mean, he's just got really good with the modes, knows his margins, and benefits off like it being an established team. So even those minor changes can feel drastic, like I was just saying in the GC. He just does that in BO3.
Yep, it's true, and also like he is just so comfortable with the Pokemon. I think he's using some of the best Pokemon in the game.
Easily, yeah. I
Yeah,
think it's a very strong core. Prey Marina's gone down in usage, but it's still really annoying.
it is.
Um, but you have played this masterfully, like we talked about. This is like climbing the hill, you know, like this is one of the toughest pulls you could do, but you really locked in, slammed your nuts on the table, and oh,
He faked
the
out
fake out
psychic
into
terrain.
psychic terrain.
And no follow me. So this play was so fucking safe because even if he attacks, even if he follow me's, no matter what happens here, it's perfect with Blood Moon because I'm getting a KO and he's losing terrain control. Because if he U-turns, he's dead. Or I'm getting a KO, right? Like I'm always getting a KO onto that slot. So it just worked out so in my favor. Blood Moon dies,
Yeah.
but it does not matter.
But he's done his job. He has done more than enough. At this point, you could just bring Armor Rouge in, click Helping Hand, and smack daddy this motherfucker.
It's true. And
By the way, I
then-
love Michael. He's a nice kid.
And then also, like, I do threaten this Trick Room in the late game here if I want it. I think I might play this next turn really terribly. I don't remember. I think I freaked out on this next turn because like the game was starting to look locked up. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Oh no!
You just kind of have to check your tailwind turns. It's yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm doing something crazy here. I didn't need to do
You
all this.
just have to Helping Hand, Expanding Force. That's the game. Next turn you can follow me, Trick Room if you want.
I think
but,
I was afraid of missing or of not getting the KO. I did not trust my calc, and I was getting scared.
Which is absolutely insane. You have Helping Hand, Psychic Terrain,
I was overestimating Dragapult's bulk. Okay.
and there was nothing it could do back. What is it gonna click? Fiery Wrath? It's gonna click Terra Ground EQ. Oh my god, what?
Oh, dude, no, it could Terra Blast Ghost here. I think that's why I did this. But I think, well, either way, even if Terra Blast Ghost was coming, I should have just pressed Helping Hand, Expanding Force. I do remember this turn being bad.
So Indeedee does survive. You might live the overheat because you're Psychic Seed too. So the next turn you can just make this the play you were originally supposed to make. But
I basically just wasted Michael and I's time by just not going for the KO there.
you wanted to make him feel like he had a chance.
I wanted to drag it out. I really did.
It's a rare victory, and you wanted to savor it.
Yep, exactly. And obviously Magmar can't do shit to Armor Rouge, so it does not carry.
I mean, once again, you're screaming USA, ripping your chest open to show your color tattoo, red, white, and blue, baby.
And it does always KO exactly like it should. It actually KOs both, so I really did just waste our time.
Yeah, especially because you didn't protect. But that's like one of the biggest, probably your biggest win of the tournament.
Yeah, it also was the reason I ended up locking up top 128, so that was a pretty good, juicy dub. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a little bit different this time around, but I hope you guys liked it. Thanks for joining me, Raghav.
Of course, I had a great time.
Of course. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Please like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to get to 2 million subscribers, so please help us do that. We'll see you guys next time.
Love you.